Buenos dias, into this new week, into this new red and choppy week. We're starting off with Bitcoin being down 2%. We actually went to 40,000 and something, 40,200 here earlier this morning. So things are looking red. Am I concerned? Of course not. I think, we're just seeing a little bit of a slowdown. The past few months have been crazy and very intense with a lot of updates and news and the ETF drama and all these kind of things. So it is time for a bit of a consolidation. And Carl's also saying that the charts right now look pretty terrible. A bit of a cool off after up only for a while is healthy and normal. But the good thing is we have exact dates and we have a countdown for some of the biggest events of this year in crypto. One of them is, of course, the Bitcoin halving, which is only 86 days away. It's scheduled for around mid-April, late April, probably early May, depending on the block time, because this is coded in blocks, not in time, in hours, in days. But actually, the halving occurs every 210,000 blocks in Bitcoin, and every Bitcoin block is not exactly the same in minutes and seconds. So that's why it varies. But I would say latest early May, we have the halving done. And then shortly after, namely in May 23rd, we have the decision from the SEC about the Ethereum ETF. And one of the applicants is actually BlackRock, which is, I think, going to be one of the biggest decisive decisions for this year on how crazy altcoins will perform. I think with or without this approval, altcoins will do really well and definitely outperform Bitcoin. It's my conviction. But if this approval, gets granted, if the ETF goes through for Ethereum, that's mega bullish for altcoins. If we look more detailed into Cosmos, we're also seeing the same. Nothing really happening here. Axelar is kind of the only winner here today, up 13% on the day. Passage up 8%, and then kind of that's like the biggest winners. And the biggest losers here, Keychain minus 40%. Chihuahua also down 13%, Juno down 12%, Say down 11%, but still at 61 cents, guys. Like this coin was at 15 cents like a couple of weeks ago. Now it's at 61. Stargaze 3.8 cents, also down 10%, but still, Neutron $1.10. This was at 40 cents for a long time. And it was 20 cents, 25 cents, something like that. So all relatively good. I think, this is just a normal kind of setback. It can, extend for another couple of weeks, but I'm not worried at all about this, right? And this is totally natural and healthy. Now, there is a couple of narratives, and restaking is undoubtedly one of those. As soon as Eigenlayer properly goes live and launches their token, which I think they will have a token, pretty sure they will have a token, restaking as a narrative and as a category is going to explode, right? Think of Celestia, for example, right? Celestia was in the making for many years. We talked about it in November of 2021. We talked about data availability and modularity. Did it blow up in 2021? No, it only blew up when the Pica Coin went live. So we know today that Eigenlayer is in the works for many years and is about to drop their token, is about to go live, launching a multi-billion-dollar new cryptocurrency that will be listed on Binance, will be listed on all these major exchanges, Coinbase, Huobi, OKX, KuCoin, all of them. So we know that this is happening, right? Sooner or later. I don't know exactly when it's happening, but it's happening in the next couple of months. When this happens, you will see an explosion in people asking and demanding, what is the restaking protocol in Cosmos? What is the restaking protocol for Solana, for Avalanche, for all these other ecosystems, right? So it's wise to think about, how can I position myself today before this hype really breaks out, and which coins do I need to look at, right? And this channel is primarily focused on Cosmos, so we're covering the Cosmos ecosystem. And the main coin right now that is live today is the Pica Coin, which is its own L1. It's also a parachain on Kusama, but it also has a Cosmos blockchain that is basically going to enable Sol restaking, and that is scheduled to go live on January 28. What's also coming very soon is the launch of Dymension, which is highly anticipated. They just closed their window for the Dime airdrop claim portal, which means you can't claim the airdrop now. If you didn't claim it, you have no chance to claim it. There was enough time. We did content about this. We did tutorials. We notified our delegators. I did content here. I did content on Twitter. What is going to happen now is that those that didn't claim but that were eligible, their allocation is going to be redistributed to us who claimed, which is going to increase our Dime position, our Dime airdrop size. And I know that this is obviously not representative, but the only price we have right now per Dime coin, which I think has a 1 billion total supply, is $3.81 on AVO, which is a perp stacks that is listing basically IOUs of the Dime token. $3.80 would obviously be nuts. We just saw the Manta token, which went live, Manta coin from Manta Network, which has a price of around $2.70, $2.80. So that implies a $2.8 billion valuation. I think they have the same supply, 1 billion. So that can give you an indication of where Dime is going to land, right? My guess is like, and that's just a total random guess. I didn't put much thought into that, but anything between $1 and $2 would already be insane in my view. Another chain that is going to go live very, very soon is in fact Nibiru, which is a new Cosmos L1 that is optimized also for speed, high throughput, advanced security. So a lot of DeFi applications are, I think like in the beginning, they actually wanted to primarily be a perp stacks, but I think now they evolved more into a super fast L1, right? To be able to compete with the likes of Injective and Sane Network and Solana, actually. So here you can have an overview of their ecosystem. We're actually also one of the validators. I think we're not listed here, though, unfortunately. But we are one of the validators, Stakeseed aware, one of the +6 here. So you will also be able to delegate your Nibi tokens to us. And yeah, you can also look at some of their backers here. NGC Ventures, Hashkey Capital. We also have Cosmos Station, of course, Token Metrics, Imperator, Kraken Ventures, Master Ventures, very interesting set of investors, right? I think especially Kraken is very interesting. And Master Ventures, I think, is the fund of Kyle, right? Which I showed you earlier, this tweet from Kyle. I think that's his fund. But yeah, very, very interesting. And they're actually going to launch on CoinList, which I know it doesn't have the best reputation. And the valuation is actually not that bad, to be honest. 75 million, 5 cents per token. 10% to be unlocked around February 26th. I think that's kind of where they scheduled their mainnet to go live. And then there's a 12-month linear vesting. And the sale starts on February 1st. 1.5 billion is the total supply of Nibi tokens. And you can only purchase between $50 and $2,000 worth of these tokens. I'm not an investor. I haven't looked deeper into this. If you're from the US, by the way, you're excluded, Canada as well. Koreans as well. Definitely interesting. And I just want to put this on your radar so that you can do your own due diligence and research from here. Now, before I answer some questions, we have the return of the Atom Zone Season 2 with my co-host Rob from the ICF. And this is a Cosmos Hub specific spaces. So if you're holding Atom, if you like Atom, you should tune in for that. Now, I want to answer some more questions, and I'm really grateful for all of your questions. There's literally a long list of questions that you guys are sending and commenting under the videos. Draflex is asking here, where are some good places to look for jobs in Cosmos, specifically non-tech jobs? Great question. And to be honest, it is a bit confusing. The best would probably be to just reach out to me, right? And then also I can help to navigate and to recommend projects that are seeking people in their teams, right? Whether that's business development, marketing, content, social media management. There's always a lot of things, copywriters, that's also always much needed. So just reach out to me. I'll probably be able to help you. Please show how to stake Neutron. Neutron is an Atom secured chain, so it doesn't have its own validator set, which means you can't stake Neutron, NTRN, but you can deposit it on a neutron vault, a governance vault, which, as of my understanding, right now is not incentivized, but I think in the future there will be plans to incentivize these governance vaults. But yeah, you would have to do your own research from there. And then also what you can do with your NTRN is provide liquidity with it. There are some incentivized pools, I guess on Astroport and also on osmosis. Will Eclipse make an airdrop to Cosmos stakers? I hope so. Eclipse, for those that don't know, is going to bring the Solana virtual machine to Ethereum's L2 economy while being fully Cosmos IBC enabled and using Celestia for data availability. And I hope they will make an airdrop, yes. I would assume that this will probably be for TS stakers and for the Solana community. If I stake Atom, Osmo, and Axelar in Ledger but can connect with Kepler, does it apply for airdrops? The answer is yes. Depends, of course, if you delegate to a non-centralized exchange validator, if you delegate to a non-0% commission validator. Of course, I can recommend you stake Cito for that, my own validator. But yeah, if you're staking through Ledger, you can easily connect to your Kepler wallet or even to your Leap wallet. You can just import your Ledger, and then it should automatically pull your balances from that. And then you can just use it with Kepler or Leap. I get anxious interacting with all these new airdrop websites. How do we protect ourselves from getting our entire Kepler wallet wiped when claiming and swapping? Amazing question. I actually made a full video on that yesterday where I talked about how I feel a little bit concerned with this airdrop mania and this airdrop hype that is going on right now, because everyone is just chasing airdrops left and right, throwing their due diligence and research out of the window and just aping into random airdrops. I think, number one, what's most important is to think about what hurts more, missing out on free money or getting wiped out with your entire life savings. I would say, obviously, losing what you have hurts more than not potentially getting an airdrop, right? So I think this is always how you should think in the first place, which means by nature, by default, be cautious with those things. If you don't know what you're claiming, then don't claim it. If you're sensing something is kind of fishy, the team is unknown, the site is weird, no one's talking about it, you go into Twitter, no one is following that project on Twitter that you know, you make a tweet, no one's responding, you try to contact the team, no one's responding. If you do those things, then don't claim, don't connect your wallet. Another thing that you can do is to set up a burner wallet, which is basically a wallet where you only have very low balances, kind of the bare minimum that is for airdrops, so that the worst case is if you connect to a fishy, scammy site, that you don't get wiped out from your entire life savings, right? Hold your long-term positions on a hardware device, on a hardware wallet, and claim these exotic airdrops. Only if you really, really want to. I would actually recommend don't claim them at all. But if you can't, if you're suffering extreme FOMO, the best you can do, the least you can do, is setting up a burner wallet, and then just do it with that, right? Go out in the mud with that one, but not with your, entire long-term positions and life savings. Don't do that, and hold them on your Ledger device or your Trezor, any sort of hardware wallet. And make sure you have everything written down on a piece of paper. You don't store your keys online, not in your email, not on your notes, nowhere. You just store them physically written down in a secure place that only you know where. I really appreciate that. And if you want this format with the Q&As to be live, where you can also just drop me questions in the chat. I'm planning to start streaming on Sunday, coming Sunday here on this channel, and you can prepare your questions, right? So looking forward to that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't get too worried about the market. It's just a normal sideways consolidation phase that we're in, reaccumulation and a bit of a rotation. So it makes sense to anticipate the next big narrative. And like I said, we know what's going to be the next narrative. One of them is going to be restaking. There are plenty more, of course, DePIN, RWAs, many more, but restaking is definitely one of them. So yeah, do your research from here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe and be good.